When a man loses control, he reveals his position. Not his intelligence, not his experience, not his physical strength, his position. Power is never what you claim. It is what you display under pressure. And pressure rarely arrives as something dramatic. It arrives quietly, a dismissive look, a subtle interruption, a sarcastic remark in front of others, a challenge disguised as curiosity, a joke that lands a little too sharply. In those moments, your body reacts before your logic does. Your breathing shifts, your jaw tightens, your shoulders harden, your pulse rises. The instinct is immediate. Correct him, put him in place, reclaim dominance, show strength. But that instinct is primitive. It is ego protecting identity. And ego is loud when identity is fragile. The disciplined man understands something most men never learn. The first battle is internal. If someone can change your emotional state with a sentence, they have entered your nervous system. Access to your nervous system is leverage. Leverage is power, and power handed out unconsciously is weakness. Human beings are constantly measuring each other, not verbally, not logically, biologically. We scan for instability. We detect shifts in tone, micro-expressions, breathing changes, posture collapse, speech acceleration. These signals communicate rank faster than words ever could. If someone disrespects you and you immediately react emotionally, you communicate instability. Instability lowers perceived status. Status influences behavior. Behavior shapes opportunity. Opportunity shapes power. Everything begins with composure. Machiavelli understood that power depends on perception more than reality. If people perceive you as unstable, your authority erodes. If they perceive you as unshakable, your authority strengthens. The difference is not in what happens. It is in how you respond. Disrespect is rarely about you personally. It is about hierarchy. In every social environment, there is constant negotiation. Who speaks calmly? Who interrupts? Who hesitates? Who reacts? Who escalates? Who remains still? Stillness under tension is dominance. Most men mistake loudness for strength, but loudness often signals insecurity. True dominance requires very little volume. If you feel compelled to prove yourself constantly, you are unsure of yourself. And uncertainty invites testing. People test what they can influence. If they discover that sarcasm disturbs you, sarcasm will return. If they learn that questioning your competence provokes anger, questioning will increase. But if they learn that your emotional state remains stable regardless of their words, they hesitate. Hesitation is respect forming. Silence is not weakness. Silence is pressure. When someone provokes you and you immediately respond, you release tension. When you pause, hold eye contact, and remain calm, tension increases, and tension under your control shifts power. Most people cannot tolerate silence. They rush to fill it. They soften their tone. They justify their statement. They backtrack. Silence forces self-awareness. Self-awareness is uncomfortable for insecure individuals. Calmness unsettles those who expect reaction. Reaction validates them. Calmness invalidates their attempt. Invalidation destabilizes ego. Many acts of disrespect are disguised envy. When someone senses composure, competence, or rising status, it challenges their self-image. To reduce internal discomfort, they attempt to lower you. Through humor, through dismissal, through public questioning. If you react emotionally, they succeed. If you remain unmoved, their insecurity intensifies. Your calmness becomes a mirror. And not everyone enjoys their reflection. That is why emotional control feels intimidating. It exposes weakness without aggression. Aggression invites defense. Calm presence invites awareness. Awareness is painful for fragile egos. Most men fear loss of status more than loss of comfort. Status defines identity. When identity feels threatened, ego reacts. Overreaction confirms fragility. Strength does not require immediate defense. Strength evaluates. Strength decides whether response is necessary. The difference between ego and strategy is timing. Ego reacts instantly. Strategy responds deliberately. If someone challenges you publicly, your first responsibility is internal regulation. Can you maintain neutral facial expression? Can you keep your breathing steady? Can you prevent your voice from rising? Your nervous system must remain under your command. Micro signals determine hierarchy faster than arguments. Fast speech signals anxiety. Slow speech signals control. Volume does not create authority. Tempo does. The slower and calmer you speak under tension, the stronger you appear. Anxiety lowers rank. Control raises it. Hierarchy is constantly negotiated through micro moments. If someone interrupts you and you shrink emotionally, you lose ground. If someone interrupts and you continue calmly without shift, you maintain position. Position maintained repeatedly becomes reputation. Reputation compounds over time. If you consistently remain composed, people recalibrate automatically. Predators seek emotional access. If they cannot gain it, they retreat. Indifference is often more devastating than anger. Anger engages, indifference denies. Most people would rather be attacked than ignored. Ignoring an attempt at provocation communicates irrelevance. Irrelevance damages ego more deeply than insult. But indifference must be intentional. Weak silence feels uncertain. Strong silence feels deliberate. Deliberation signals confidence. Confidence signals competence. Competence signals value. Value signals status. Status influences treatment. If someone persistently undermines you structurally, silence alone is insufficient. Correction must be surgical, not explosive, not emotional, precise. A single sentence delivered calmly can reset an entire room. I don't appreciate that. Spoken slowly, with eye contact, without visible irritation. Tone determines authority. Calm firmness intimidates more than shouting, because calm firmness signals control. Control suggests capability. Capability implies consequence. Consequence preserves respect. Machiavellian thinking is long-term. Short-term emotional victory satisfies ego. Long-term positional dominance satisfies strategy. Winning arguments publicly may feel powerful. Maintaining composure while others lose theirs builds aura. Aura reduces frequency of future tests. Men test men constantly, through humor, through competition, through subtle dominance games. If you react emotionally to every test, you signal fragility. If you never respond at all, you risk signaling weakness. The balance is selective response. Respond only when necessary, never emotionally. Selectivity signals abundance. Abundance signals security. Security signals strength. Strength stabilizes hierarchy. Boundaries must be consistent. If you enforce boundaries emotionally one day and ignore them the next, you communicate confusion. Confusion lowers authority. Consistency builds credibility. Credibility builds power. Power reduces the need for reaction. Detach your identity from external opinion. If your self-worth depends on how others treat you, you are vulnerable. If your self-worth is internally anchored, insults lose impact. They become information. Information can be used strategically. Threat triggers emotion. Emotion clouds judgment. Clouded judgment produces mistakes. Mistakes cost position. Emotional sovereignty is the goal. Sovereignty means you govern your internal state completely. No one alters it without your permission, and permission is rarely granted. Access to your emotional core must be earned. Access is privilege. If someone disrespects repeatedly, reduce access. No drama required, just adjustment. Distance is often more powerful than confrontation. Confrontation satisfies ego. Distance restructures dynamics. Quiet repositioning changes hierarchy invisibly. Invisible shifts are stronger than visible battles. because they feel inevitable. Inevitability is dominance. When people sense you cannot be emotionally moved, they stop attempting. They measure their tone. They hesitate before challenging. Hesitation is respect solidifying. The man who cannot be provoked cannot be manipulated. The man who cannot be manipulated cannot be controlled. Control over self produces influence over environment. Influence produces leverage. Leverage produces authority. Authority produces power. Disrespect is not the enemy. Loss of control is. Master the first. The second never happens. Power is not about overpowering others. It is about not being overpowered internally. Most men believe dominance means forcing outcomes. But true dominance begins with resisting impulse. Impulse is the doorway through which others enter your psychology. When someone provokes you and you react instantly, you hand them authorship over your behavior. They speak. You respond. They escalate. You escalate. Now they are directing rhythm. Rhythm control is frame control, and whoever controls rhythm controls perception. The disciplined man slows the rhythm. He does not accelerate when tension rises. He breathes deeper. He speaks slower. He moves less. Less movement signals certainty. Certainty stabilizes hierarchy. There is a deeper layer to disrespect that most people never analyze. It is fear. Sometimes people disrespect not because they feel superior, but because they feel threatened. Threatened by your composure, by your potential, by your influence, by your independence. Threat generates defensive aggression. If you react aggressively in return, you validate their perception of threat. Now you are both reacting, but if you remain calm, you reveal asymmetry. You are stable. They are unstable. Asymmetry defines hierarchy. Hierarchy is not about who shouts louder. It is about who remains centered longer. In competitive environments, this becomes even more critical. Workplaces, leadership structures, male social groups. Men constantly test for weakness, not maliciously, but instinctively. Strength is evaluated through reaction. If criticism causes visible emotional disturbance, rank lowers. If criticism is absorbed and responded to with clarity, rank increases. Clarity under pressure is rare. Rarity increases perceived value. Value shifts dynamics. Most men spend energy protecting pride. Very few invest energy strengthening position. Protecting pride is short-term. Strengthening position is long-term. If someone mocks you publicly and you humiliate them in response, you may win that moment, but you also reveal volatility. Volatility limits trust. Trust limits influence. Influence limits power. Power built on intimidation alone collapses when intimidation fails. Power built on composure endures. There is also the issue of emotional contagion. Emotion spreads in groups. If you react emotionally, the room shifts. Energy destabilizes. Observers subconsciously assign responsibility. The one who loses composure first is perceived as weaker, even if his argument was correct. Correctness does not equal authority. Authority equals emotional control. That is why some men with less intelligence hold more influence. They are harder to destabilize. Stability communicates reliability. Reliability communicates leadership. Leadership commands respect. Respect prevents unnecessary challenges. The disciplined man understands another principle. Not every battle deserves response. Strategic neglect is powerful. If someone insignificant attempts to provoke you, engagement elevates them. Engagement signals relevance. Relevance increases their status. Silence maintains distance. Distance preserves hierarchy. But strategic neglect must be paired with internal indifference. If you ignore outwardly but burn inwardly, the tension leaks. Micro-expressions reveal resentment. Resentment signals fragility. Control must be internal first. External calm with internal chaos is unsustainable. Internal calm produces effortless composure. This is training, breathing control, pause discipline, observation habit. When insult arrives, your first reflex must be awareness. Notice the emotional surge, label it, but do not act on it. Between stimulus and response lies space. In that space lies power. Most men eliminate that space. They compress stimulus and reaction into a single motion. The powerful expand the gap. Expansion creates choice. Choice creates strategy. Strategy produces dominance. Some individuals interpret calmness as weakness, especially those accustomed to reactive environments. If someone repeatedly escalates because they mistake your composure for submission, correction is required. Correction must be calm but unmistakable. Direct eye contact, lowered tone, clear boundary. I won't tolerate that. No shouting, no insult, no sarcasm, just clarity. Clarity forces recalibration, and if recalibration does not occur, removal becomes necessary. Access is privilege. Privilege can be revoked. You do not argue endlessly. You adjust structure. Structure determines behavior more than emotion does. Machiavellian strategy favors structural control over emotional expression. You do not need to destroy someone socially. You reduce their influence. You redirect alliances. You shift attention. Power rarely operates loudly. It rearranges quietly. The strongest individuals rarely appear aggressive. They appear composed. Their energy feels contained. Contained energy suggests potential. Potential suggests consequence. Consequence deters disrespect. This extends beyond male dynamics. Women observe emotional regulation carefully. A man who reacts impulsively signals instability. Instability signals unpredictability. Unpredictability without control signals danger. Danger without control signals weakness. But unpredictability with composure signals depth. Depth attracts respect. Respect attracts influence. Influence shapes relationships. Emotional mastery enhances all domains: professional, social, romantic. The unshakable man becomes reference point. Others adjust around him because he does not adjust impulsively. Adjustment must be strategic. If someone undermines you subtly over time, your response should not be explosive exposure. It should be quiet isolation. Limit engagement, limit opportunity, limit platform. Without platform, undermining fades. You do not need to win every exchange. You need to maintain position. Position is maintained through consistency. Consistency is discipline applied repeatedly. Discipline compounds invisibly. Eventually, your composure becomes predictable. Predictable calmness creates aura. Aura reduces testing frequency. People conserve energy around stable individuals. They do not attempt pointless provocations. Provocations are attempted where payoff exists. If emotional payoff disappears, so does motivation. Remember this principle: attention is currency. Do not give currency to those who disrespect you. Invest it where alignment exists. Energy invested wisely strengthens position. Energy wasted on conflict weakens it. There is a final internal shift required for true power. Detachment from validation. If you crave approval, disrespect feels like threat. If you are internally validated, disrespect feels irrelevant. Relevance determines reaction intensity. Reduce relevance not through arrogance, through perspective. Most insults reflect speaker psychology more than target reality. When you understand this deeply, offense dissolves, not because you suppress it, but because you see through it. Seeing through manipulation eliminates its power. Once you see the game, you stop reacting to moves emotionally. You respond strategically or not at all. The difference between reactive men and powerful men is not strength. It is restraint. Restraint under pressure. Restraint under humiliation. Restraint under challenge. Restraint signals self-command. Self-command signals leadership. Leadership commands deference. Deference stabilizes hierarchy. Hierarchy shapes behavior. Behavior shapes opportunity. Opportunity shapes destiny. Disrespect will continue to appear, but each instance is training. Each provocation is practice. Each insult is opportunity to reinforce internal sovereignty. Over time, something shifts. You no longer feel the surge as strongly. You observe it, you control it, you redirect it, and others notice. Your presence feels heavier, not aggressive, not loud, heavy. Weight in social dynamics cannot be pushed easily. Light individuals are moved around. Heavy individuals anchor rooms. Anchor status attracts gravity. Gravity attracts influence. Influence shapes power. The man who governs himself governs the room. The man who governs the room governs outcomes, and the one who governs outcomes shapes the game. The weak react. The insecure escalate. The unstable defend endlessly, but the disciplined remain measured. They breathe. They assess. They choose. Sometimes they speak. Sometimes they remain silent, but it is always deliberate. Deliberation is power, and power that does not need to announce itself is the most dangerous kind. The man who cannot be provoked cannot be manipulated. The man who cannot be manipulated cannot be controlled. The man who cannot be controlled becomes reference point, and the reference point defines the frame, and the one who defines the frame defines the hierarchy, and the one who defines the hierarchy ultimately defines the game.